Gonna be hanging on the beach all day long with Heidi. She's gonna be dancing with you with the pina coladas.
Well, we don't drink pina coladas there. We drink ouzo, but
I know you go. You are a drunken man. I love ouzo. What's ouzo?
Ouzo is like a raki or grappa. It's like it's like jet fuel. It's really like you could use it to clean paint, like clean a plane or something, you know?
Oh gosh, not for me, baby, not for me. I want you to know, I wanted to wish all my fans welcome back. We had a wonderful holiday. I prayed for all of you. I'm going to talk about the protest that I went to. Did you see the video? I was at the protest.
I see you were, showing your love for the protesters.
And I have no fear of them. And I'm going to teach you about that, New Yorkers, how we should not have fear. And it's time to stand up. It's time to fight back. It's time. I'm done. I'm going to start maybe raising money for an army. It's just ridiculous what they're doing to us. They're coming after us from all sides. I am tired. Somebody's got to stand up,
well, somebody's paying the protesters on the other side. I just find it hard.
Did you see
I
those
find
signs?
it hard to believe that they're so worked up about Palestine that they're out there every day. I mean, somebody must be paying.
They all have these scarves. Those scarves are not cheap. I know they're $11, $12 for it. People are giving them the scarves in the hundreds. The signs are not like made up signs like we have. They have real signs. You're talking, they're coming out. There's money floating around.
By the way, fun fact, Emerson College, one of the sites of the protest, is saying they're going to have to fire staff and let people go because guess what? A lot of parents don't want to send their kid to a school that's being overrun by protesters.
I hope that's true because Columbia.
Well, it's true for Emerson.
Columbia and Harvard and all of the other ones don't care. They have so much money and they have so many people who are dying to get in there. They hope that there'd be a trouble. So now they're gonna have to take anybody in. You know what I mean? They'd even take me. Anyways, we're ready to start our show. And of course, I have my joking quote today. I know George is going to hate today's jokes, but I don't really care if you hate it, George. You know what I mean?
It's okay. Somebody said your presence at the protest and link to the show was at the Carolyn Glick Facebook page. I do not know who that is.
Yes.
You know who that is.
I have a
So
lot.
you must be doing something right, they claim.
No, I have a lot of groups that I'm a part of, like about 200 groups on Facebook. Plus, we have, the thousands of Instagram members, which I don't know why all of you are not watching my show on YouTube. But our WSNR listeners, that's very good for us, and they're ready to join us right now. So I want to, as we start our show right now, I'm going to, let's see, how many more seconds we got? I think we started. I want to welcome our listeners from the WSNR 620 AM radio, WNEW FM HD3, and WPIVD in Florida. Welcome to the show, and whatever food is.
Somebody said Ray William Johnson. I don't know if this guy's his real name. I was in the video. I was a kid that was screaming at the top of his lungs. I would imagine he wasn't for the Palestinians.
No. There were good people out there, and I wasn't scared of them. So I want to wish you all welcome back. I want to wish you all, like he said, a happy Father's Day. And my beautiful future daughter-in-law came over with all the kids and grandkids. They destroyed my house, and me and Linda for 2 days were cleaning up, and I wiped her out. But welcome home. And we're going to start the show right now, and we have a lot to talk about. Yes, we do have a lot to do. My beautiful Nicole Lawyer is not here, so I'm going to have to ask you legal advice, even on the Republican Party stuff. But I'd like to do a shout-out to my granddaughter, Mira Nava, beautiful, 5 years old, very smart. Sergeant Peter, I love you. My other granddaughter, Layla. My other granddaughter, Hoover. And then, of course, my grandson, Yeshua, who just started talking. He doesn't know how to say Big H yet, but I'm getting him there. The lollipops are working. And Ellie, welcome back to the show. And Mr. Felder, I want to send a shout out to you because I'm going to beat you in the election. And we're going to all talk about this guy coming after me with George. And we're going to ask George's advice on that. George, you got somebody to scream out to your beautiful, gorgeous daughter?
No, I actually want to scream out, and I don't know the gentleman's name. There was a rapist who raped a 13-year-old, and a bunch of civilians caught him and beat the crap out of him.
But isn't that illegal? I mean, can he not sue us now?
Listen, I guarantee you if it happened in Borough Park or Bensonhurst, yes, somebody would have got arrested. But it happened in Midwood or somewhere, and happened in some inner city neighborhood. in Queens, so I don't think anyone got arrested.
Yeah.
And they beat the crap out of the rapist. So I don't know who that is, but God bless them.
When I was at the protest, so I went as a reporter, and I was standing in the middle, and I went over to the Palestinians. I wasn't scared of them, and one Palestinian hit a reporter and somebody else, and I told them to come after me. I wasn't scared of them, and I just want you to know something. These idiot Palestinians, we're gonna get you. And when I get to city council, I'm gonna make you a thing. But the cops came over to push me away, and I said, I'm not scared. My First Amendment right. I have a right to say what I want. I have a right to stand over here and report the news, but they blocked me off. And you know what my problem is? You're forcing me, you're torturing me, but you haven't given them a permit. They're blocking off streets, they're closing off sidewalks, they're causing a ruckus in the neighborhood, and they do it without a permit. How do we allow this, George? How do we allow it?
I also want to stress how many, like, visually, I mean, you know, let's not get racial here, but visually, how many of them really look Palestinian?
None of them. Really none of them.
I mean, they look like white hipsters usually.
Right,
I mean,
right.
that's usually my thinking.
They're all coming screaming. I have no idea why they did it. They came to a Jewish school in the middle of nowhere land just to protest or to shut something down. It doesn't make sense.
What would you do if they came to Borough Park?
They come to Borough Park. I promise you myself, I'm no problem telling you to the police. I'm going to get together 50, 75 people, the bats. I'm going to go to jail. I'll do my hat crime. I know I'll lose the election. Don't care. Come, guys. Come to Borough Park. Let me show you what we can do. We're not going to put up with it. We're up. Come to Borough Park. I'm ready for you. Let me see you close one of my streets. Let me see the police even allow you to close off those streets. We're going to block you without cars. I don't care, Chief. I love you, Chief, whatever your name is, but I'm not going to let you do it. They're not going to let them come in here. You told us to stop. Come on, guys. Let me see you dare come to my neighborhood. I'm going to torture you. Anyways, I want to give you my quote.
So hold on a second. Let's get people to call 646-974-1580.
1580. Call my show. Call Justin F. Heshy Show. You can speak to me and George. 646-974-1580. By the way, let's do a quick commercial. Green Line Building Compliance. That's my company. Again, this week I was so hot. I had a guy that was shut down for 3 months. He called me the last minute. I taught him how to put his building together. I helped him with all his paperwork. In 3 days, I had him open. I swear I didn't know how, George. I thought it should be a month. DOB somehow was nice to me and cooperated with me. I got him open. Green Line Building Compliance, 202 Forster Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11230. 718-871-0382. Your violations, your court cases, your stop work orders, your vacate orders. People are just coming to me. I wish you'd give me regular business, not only the trouble stuff, but we help you, we advise you, we guide you. I had like 6 people this week that called me up just for advice. And they said, Heshy, how much are you? I said, nothing. 0. I give you advice. I'll give you guidance. You want to use me, fine. If not, go somewhere else a little cheaper. But if you get in trouble, come back to me. But yes, I did ask for donations. But they had a right to give me a donation on their free will. I did not charge for it, only by credit card. So no fake paperwork, no straw donations. And you're all welcome to do that because my next commercial is HeshyTishler.com. You can all donate to my campaign, HeshyTishler.com. You can give me $25, $50, whatever it is.
Every little bit helps?
Every little bit helps. We're there. I just want you to know they're coming after me. So far, there hasn't been anybody else to announce, but Simcha Felder is telling people he's a senator who's running for re-election. Here's my problem. He's running for re-election, but he doesn't want to work in the Senate. He's telling everybody he lives out of the district that he's coming back to run for city council because he doesn't want to go to the Senate. So then why is he running, George? Why is he running for Senate if he wants to be councilman?
You know what's going on in your community? It's a jobs program, these elected spots, because they're switching around. Kalman's going to run for
Assembly.
He's
going to run for council, and they're going to put Ina in for the... It's just a game, and they do nothing. These 3 boys that were arrested, by the way, we got their case... Oh, my gosh, everybody. Nicole is here. Come on, everybody clap. Yes. She is here. Oh, beautiful Nicole. Good, because we had a lot of legal questions. Nicole is here. But I want you to know, this is a game.
But wait, Heshy's going to get arrested with bats.
No, we're going to ask Nicole. Not yet. Oh, she's already nervous. Not yet. I wasn't arrested for the comb, but we're going to talk about that. I want to tell because George.
Isn't he supposed to keep you out of trouble?
He's trying, but let me tell you. So I was at a protest yesterday, 2 days ago, and they came into Midwood, the Jewish area, in front of a Jewish school in a Jewish neighborhood. They closed down the neighborhood.
Who's they?
The Palestinians.
Oh, my name. Okay.
And where it gets worse.
Sons of Amalek.
In the Jewish neighborhood in Midwood. it at the end. Then the cops gave them a whole area where they were screaming and hollering and embarrassing us. The Jews came back like me, and we came, and I stood in the middle, and I screamed and threatened them. The cops, of course, pushed me away. But they had and I made a video, you should watch it. They had no permits. They blocked off the street. They stopped business. And we allowed them to do it without a permit, which is not legal.
Okay.
So George says, we're going to come to your neighborhood, Heshy, and protest here in Bob.
Well, I'm asking
What?
hypothetically.
What?
I'm not. Wait, not. I'm coming.
I know you're not coming.
Oh, he said. I said, what happens if the Palestinians come to Borough Park?
I wish they would. I wish they would.
Right. I told George
I wish
I'm going
they
to get
would.
75 to 100 people, my friends,
Yeah.
and I'm going to take bats. I'm going to beat the hell out of them.
Somebody said here, gangs
know.
of New York, Jewish style.
That's right. I'm
not?
not going to put up with them closing my streets, my yeshivas, putting my women in fear, and the police without. If they get a permit, I'll have no choice. But if they're coming here without a permit, they're
You know,
doing
even if
something
they get a permit, I haven't seen a single Palestinian protest that hasn't turned violent in some kind
Exactly. And you know, at this
It's-
protest, they attacked a Jewish reporter, and he hit them back in the face. Thank God they didn't arrest him. And a young kid that threw a little fake bottle, they arrested. And those 3 boys that I'm trying to help that had a fight on October the 11th. You know, October 7th, what happened in Israel.
Sure.
So October 11th, these 3 guys were being taunted by the Palestinians. I heard they were hit, but they didn't care because, you know, nothing happened. So one of the brothers punched a Palestinian. They arrested the brother, and the other 2 brothers jumped out of the car. So what bothers me here, Nicole, is just because I jumped out of the car to protect my brother, you arrest me? So they're giving the boy a 1.5 years for hate crime. The Palestinians are charging our guys with a hate crime, and the 2
What?
brothers are getting 90 and 30 days for jumping out and protecting their brother for 1 punch.
By the way, a guy, Ray Ruffy, I don't know if I'm saying that right, he says, I'm not even Jewish, and I'm from North Carolina, the Bible Belt, and I love you, Ash.
I thank you, but I want you to know I am not putting up with this. This is my country. You know how many people died for me to be here in this freedom, and you know my father came here as an immigrant. I got that, even though we've now found Tischler's and Fish family coming here in the 1800s. I don't know if they're related, but we're trying to track them down through this ancestry thing. But then people are telling me it's possible, cousins or some cousins. This great super duper country.
Yeah.
I know people are giving up on us. People are giving up on New York. Don't. Well, I promise you.
Who's giving up on New York?
You know what today is a holiday? You know today's a holiday? Today is called, the judge called me up and she told me.
Yeah, today's called Juneteenth.
Right, Juneteenth.
Oh, you guys have something to say
No,
about
I have
Juneteenth?
nothing to say.
I want to hear this.
Juneteenth, and
I have nothing to say
I was
about
doing
it.
some research on
Yeah,
it.
June 19th,
This is a day
1865.
where the enslaved Africans in Texas learned that they were the Emancipation Act of 2 years before was actually being put in, and we have to remember the struggles because some of these black people they built this country. And we have to understand that it was a holiday back then when the general came in there. They made it into a federal holiday then. We just never really celebrated it. I celebrate not because it was for the black people. I celebrate it because it's the American people that we were able
Good for
to.
you, Heshy.
No, I love people.
Good
I
for
love
you.
all my people. I am a fan of man. It's a great line from a movie and from Al Pacino. The other guy, Robert De Niro, I used to like. He's a pig. I don't hate him now. He is.
Heshy, you were on such a good plateau there. What happened?
So I
You
want
were-
to tell you
were
what
coasting.
happened. I know you're going to be angry at me. I have an office that I haven't visited in a while, and I had to go visit an office.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bunch of men and women there.
Is that your therapist?
And anyway, I wish I had one. Nobody wants to take me on. So I went in there. And there was
Yeah,
a
that's
bunch
what your
of there was a
therapist would need
bunch
a
of
therapist.
there was a bunch of women there, and we hugged each other.
Okay.
And I went across the board, and I said, "Oh, you're so pretty, you're so beautiful, you're so hot."
no.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I did. So you know what they told me? They surrounded me, and they're not. They said, "Heshy, this is called sexual harassment."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Really? I didn't grab you. I didn't touch you. You
No,
hugged
that's
me."
called assault.
You mean I'm not allowed to even compliment? So then, how are they able to say that George's wife is hot? Isn't that a sexual?
Well, first of all, I wasn't privy to the conversation. Somebody called me up and told me about it. And they were
wife is
like,
hot.
somebody was talking about you. And I'm like, who? And they were like, it was a business associated from across the country. And he said, I know George and Heidi from New York. And they're like, that Heidi's really hot. And the guy was like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah, I don't know how George got her.
But I understand that if I go over to a woman, if I touch her, I say, I want to sleep with you or whatever. But if I just say you're pretty and you're so...
Heshy, why does it have to be that egregious for you to accept it?
Accept what?
For you to acknowledge it. Like, oh, I understand if I grope her, if I touch her, if I tell her I want to sleep with her. Do you understand, like, what level of egregious that is?
No, but you mean I'm not allowed to say to you, oh, Nicole, you look so pretty today?
The idea of
I
Yeah, but
like
you know,
your dress.
hold on a second.
You and I are friends. It's
But
very
you know,
different.
yeah, you
But
know
I'm friends with all of them. They all came over to me. They're my fans.
Yeah, but some people are not that comfortable. You know Nicole would be comfortable with it.
Yeah.
She doesn't care.
You
But
build a rapport with somebody.
I built rapport with all of
But
them.
by
They
the
all
way-
come to me. I have people in the street who ask me for autographs. I have people in the street asking, can you give me a hug or do a selfie with me and grab me? People are asking me this, so I don't know if I should, if I shouldn't. I'm going to go to jail.
So then you err on the side of caution, and you shouldn't. The idea that we just, comment
So then
on,
the-
on women's
so then
appearance.
Have you ever
Why?
seen-
So you know what they say afterwards? Oh, he's a snob. Oh, he's an uppity. thing.
Yep.
You know,
Have
I
you
used to
ever
always
seen?
say-
Have you ever seen how Keanu Reeves hugs women?
Does he?
Yeah.
He doesn't. He
doesn't.
just puts his hand around and he does like this.
But my family, we show.
I'm Moroccan, I get it.
We show emotions. I mean, you're supposed to be emotional. I kissed the mayor when I saw him. Oh my God, is that sexual harassment?
Depends on
The mayor, I heard, wanted
Mayor,
to shoot
you
you.
know.
No way. He loves me. I even got a message from one of his people that Heshy is cool. Anyways, I want to tell you my quote. Here we go.
Well, you haven't even got
By
to
the way,
quote
we
yet. I thought I
told
missed
him
that part.
multiple times, do not kiss the mayor.
Stop it. The mayor, I have to kiss the
You're
mayor.
not his
Why do you
type.
have to
You're,
kiss the
you're not.
mayor?
First of all, you're not his type.
I kiss everybody. I kiss George all the time.
It's George. He's keeping you in line. He's going to help you win the election.
I gave to visit your cousin or your uncle. I mean, then you can say that about anything then.
No, my cousins and my uncle, I adore. It's different, but there's a rapport that I keep with you and George.
So
and
you're
my male
telling
friends.
me is that
I wouldn't-
for legal reasons, I'm not. I mean, you know how important it is to touch another human being. You can't. Be
Not every
locked in
human being, though. Not every human being.
Why not?
Because it's inappropriate.
You shake. I shake.
Not every human being wants to
the
be
people
touched.
that don't want to shake my hand, I don't want to do business with. I
Jewish-
don't want to do business with.
What? Hasidic men can't shake my hand.
That's different. That's
Why?
religious
What?
reasons.
Wait, what?
Why is that
rel-
different? Yeah,
excuse me.
Hasidic
That
men
is-
don't touch
that
I
is-
know. I mean, I know that,
That is
but-
religious reasons. But truth of the matter is, I don't really want to shake hands with a woman. I say hello to a woman, and I look at her. But you're right.
You're an Orthodox Jewish
Okay.
man. You can't even hug every woman, actually.
But I have other women with me that will shake the hand of the woman. She
Sure.
won't shake with me.
Correct.
But in a meeting where it's one-on-one, I can understand that. But a woman to a woman, a man to a man. So when we're in a group meeting, and I usually bring another woman with me when I'm meeting women. So I shouldn't be alone with them, and people shouldn't accuse me.
Correct.
So that's why when I hug
I
somebody...
think somebody's not getting affection at home.
Correct.
And-
But here's
Stop
here's
it.
what
Linda
here's what's
over
confusing.
affects me. That's the problem. She's
No.
too much
Oh
affection.
my. Here's what confuses me about that is you understand the caution in not being alone in a room with a woman, but you don't understand the caution in not physically touching a woman.
You see how you're talking physically touching?
A hug is a physical touch.
But the way you're bringing this emotion is like I'm doing something bad.
I'm not saying you're doing something bad, but I'm saying you have the wherewithal to be cautious about bringing someone with you when you're in a room with them. Why not err that same
May I
caution?
ask you a question? You drive a car?
Of course.
So you're very cautious, like Linda. She makes me stop. She won't even let me go through the yellow light. She screams
Oh,
and
you
hollers.
can't go by me. I drive like Mario Andretti.
So
You can't.
my point to you is, and sometimes on a red light, you'll go a little quicker, or you make that right turn before it turns green.
Sure.
So if you want to be super cautious, you committed a crime. You can't do this all
Yeah,
the
but when I see a cop, am I going to go a little faster? Absolutely not. Am I turning on red if the cop's behind me? Hell no. There's certain things.
How many tickets you got, Nicole?
We don't have to talk about
Oh
those.
gosh. Okay.
Listen, I know a good lawyer.
Here's my quote. When you pray for rain, you have to deal with the mud too. When a clown moves into a palace, he does not become a king. The palace becomes a circus. First of all, a lot of those prosecutors
34 times over.
Technically, he's not a felon until he gets
sentenced on July 11th. But you know what? Those prosecutors were laughing, and what I heard was they didn't even believe that he would be a convicted. They were laughing that he was convicted. They couldn't believe that he was convicted. And here's another thing for you, Miss Fancy Lawyer. Do you know that after we all said that Mr. Trump has to be on the ballot? Everybody said it? Okay? your little town of Chicago, Illinois, or whatever
I've
the
never
state
even
of,
been to Chicago.
whatever, not Chicago, but Illinois. Did you hear this one?
Well, you're from Chicago, and I'm with the Palestinians.
No,
Is that right?
No, but Illinois, the state of Illinois,
Yeah.
a judge has ruled that Trump could be taken off the ballot.
Based on
And that if
based
he's
on
on the ballot, none of the votes should count.
based on what?
Based on January 6th.
That I would think would be based on the convictions,
But there is none. No, they're saying because of January 6th, he should be taken
all
off
right.
the...
So we already know how this is going to play out. We've
How?
seen this before.
No, but Illinois just did
Okay,
it.
so Illinois did it, and then it's going to go to an appeal, and it's going to fail on appeal the way it did
But
in Colorado.
March 14th is the election. I mean,
Who cares about Illinois? Trump ain't winning Illinois anyway. So
Why not?
we
That's
should.
actually because of Chicago.
It's Chicago. It's
Because
Illinois.
of Chicago, it's a big blue city, and Illinois.
but they're not
doesn't
happy with
go
the
red.
Democrats. They're not happy there. I think Illinois is going to switch.
There's a certain class of voter.
I believe
That
New York
if a bullet
I
went-
believe New York is going red for Trump.
Are you out of your mind?
Yes,
New
I
York
am.
City or New
no
York State?
way.
New York City.
No shot.
No way.
You've lost it.
You want?
I think we'll be surprised that some communities are going to vote for Trump that haven't voted for Trump. Let's say the Asian community. I think the black vote will be 20% for Trump, which will be a shocker to the Democrats.
Why would they keep voting for Biden after everything they've gotten bad? Nothing, no services, streets being closed down, lower police force, rapes are up, murders are up. You know that
Statistically, they're not.
They are. I don't know what your statistically is. They're not showing. You know, Governor Hochul. You know what she came up with this week?
Oh boy.
She said that she won't allow people to wear masks anymore.
Oh yeah, on the trains. Yeah,
First
I saw
you
that.
force us to wear masks. Now you don't want us to
Okay,
wear
but
masks.
hold on.
Hold on.
Let's-
Do we have a caller?
All right.
I didn't even do my joke. That's
Well, we got to get back to Governor Hochul because there's a policy reason for that.
I don't care
that
the
I wanna
policy
get
reason.
At. No, it's important. I want to
Okay,
get it.
go
All
ahead.
right, let's get the
take a
call.
phone
Let's take the
You
call.
got it.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello there. Hi. Who's this?
Hi. You say Uncle Tiger.
How are you?
Hi. Heshy was talking about the protest by the Kingsway in Brooklyn.
Yes.
I was there, and I saw everything that happened. And these protesters don't know a thing. They're screaming, "Oh, free, free Palestine!" That's literally the only chant that they have.
Well, they don't even know from the river to the sea. They don't know the name
They
of the
don't
river
even
or
know
the
what
sea.
Or the sea,
they don't
they're
even know
highly
what
uninformed.
intifada means. That's the problem.
I know. They don't even know which river, which sea. When I asked them, they said, "Oh no," and they started laughing.
Yeah,
Right.
they don't know
Like-
what they're protesting for. They're just happy to
And
be
when I
there.
asked one of them about the 4 hostages that were
Rescued?
you know what one of them said? Thank you, caller, for your call. Well, first of all, was I good over there? Did you like when I came over, or did you didn't see me?
Yeah, I got you on video. I texted it to you.
Got you on video.
Yeah, everybody's
What?
on video. But I want you to know something, that the 4 hostages, the woman and the 3 men that were rescued.
Yeah, Noah
So
Argamani.
people are, they were living in a UN person's house who was a doctor, and people are upset that we snuck in there and made believe that we were
People that live there.
the
yeah.
people that we were rich people, Palestinians. We snuck in there and we killed them. We killed hostage captives, and they made one of these women clean the floors. So we killed captives, and you're upset at how we killed them, and that's what bothers me. You rape and kill our women. We fight back. All I know is, let me tell you something. They raped this 13-year-old girl. If that was my family member, I'd stab him through the eye with the cop standing there. Nobody's
Is
coming
this-
to my
Oh,
family.
is this the little girl? in
We're talking
France?
in Queens, are we?
Queens, and it's only one.
Oh, the one in Queens.
You don't even know how many rapes are going on in Bopar.
Well, that's one of Biden's migrants that came to the United States, he raped a 13-year-old. He actually bound them. It was I don't want to say boyfriend. It was a boy that she was walking through the park with, and he bound the woman, the girl, and the boy, and he raped the girl. He sexually assaulted him.
Wow.
So they finally, a bunch of vigilantes caught the guy, and they turned him into the police. They actually beat the crap
I
out
was
of him
gonna say,
first.
did they beat him up first?
Yeah, they
There
beat
you
him
go.
up first, but
we would do that. Not only we would do much worse over here.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's lucky he made it to the cops alive. Now
Right,
let's
he's
go back to
rare.
Hochul real quick and
Yeah,
their
go
no
ahead.
mask
Yeah,
policy.
yeah.
So the public policy argument to that is: did you see what these Palestinian protesters
On
did
the
on the
train.
train the other
Yeah,
day?
yeah.
Okay.
If
All
you're a
of them-
Zionist, you got to get up
Yeah,
there.
to hell
And they
with
hide their face. I wish I
To-
was on that train. I
Yeah, but
wish I was
that's
on
the
that
point.
train.
That's the point. Is they're hiding their faces. So now with a mask ban, nobody can hide their face. That before they even get a chance to get on the train and cause ruckus, they're gonna get they're gonna get popped for the fact that they're hiding their face at all. And then I bet you once you uncover all these clowns, nobody's gonna
Yeah,
show
but
up
you
with
allow
a
them
face
to wear a
fully
mask
showing.
in the street. 5 bandits went into a store and robbed the store. You can't let the mask mandate should not be you cannot wear masks anymore on the street. That's a
Yeah,
fact.
that should be done.
You can't, and if you go into a store,
I agree.
you cannot wear masks. Plain and simple. The mask thing is over. Fauci
But
will
there's
be dead
people
soon,
out
thank
there.
God.
But there's people out there that I see them online. I talk to them once in a while. They are still terrified
Because you're
this
pushing this
government
stupid-
put the fear of God into
Right,
them.
and you're
about
still
it.
pushing this stupid coronavirus shot, which we don't need. We don't need it. There's no reason. They're still pushing it. If you ever call CVS Pharmacy or a lot of pharmacy, if you want to schedule the coronavirus shot, do it.
Well,
It
they
does-
do.
But-
That's the same thing with the
by
flu
the way,
shot, though.
doctors-
You call
The flu
pharmacy
shot
to
is
schedule a flu
acceptable.
shot.
Actually,
Flu
do
shot
you
is
know that
acceptable.
doctors made a huge bonus? So if they gave the vaccine to about 75% of their patients, they would get like a tremendous bonus, almost
From who?
100,000 from Pfizer or Moderna, all these companies.
Remember, they got billions of our money to put us in the hole. That made inflation go up. Our interest rates going
You
up.
think that's what made inflation go
That's
up?
right. That's right. When you
As
piss-
opposed to just sheer corporate greed?
It's not only corporate greed, but first of all, Pfizer, Moderna, and all that is corporate greed.
Well, I also
and
think-
Americans and the Congress and the government made money. Somebody's making money there. Fauci made money. All of those people made money. Other countries made. There's no way that these countries were pushing this vaccine all over the world. Something is wrong. You know, right now they're closing up a lot of streets in Borough Park without permits.
Why?
And people are, I don't know, they're digging holes, they're fixing sidewalks illegally, they're charging us without permits. And I was watching 2 of the holes. And I'm seeing them not only fix the pipes, I'm seeing them running wires and stuff. Yeah.
They don't need to put the wires in. They
in your
already
cell
have
phones.
the government already has the ability to tap
Yeah,
everything.
but you can block the phones. You can think.
There's no way you can block it. The NSA has ability to tap in every conversation that you've ever had on your cell phone at home. That they don't need to put some wires on your house.
But how do you track this phone call afterwards?
They can ping off what tower you're talking to.
That's true.
Heshy,
They catch a lot of murders
just look
that
at
way.
the Snowden revelations. The ability that the government has. They have the ability. Anytime you put on a photo on your phone, you take a picture. They had a program called Mosaic that would download the program into download all your photos into a database.
But this is so
Don't
much
send
info.
nudes.
Who can watch? Who can look over all this information?
They have programs that they will.
So you just
It's
go home-
automated. Yeah,
It's
it's
all
not a
automated.
person. It's
The photos, they were probably uploading them all, and they were probably running them
How do
against
we-
the face
how do we
recognition
stop this?
software.
How do we stop this?
You got to pass. Honestly,
I know-
you need
I know that-
you need a digital bill of rights. You need a second bill
know
of
that-
rights.
I know what I'm going to say next to you, my dear, beautiful Nicole. But if Trump comes in, you think he can stop this? I know Biden's not stopping it.
Trump's not going to stop it. I
Oh,
mean,
thank
the only
God.
guy who had the ability to stop it and understands it well, and he's a little bit out there, is RFK, because he understands a lot of this stuff. He's been on the other side. He's an activist. I think Trump is, I like Trump. I'm going to vote for Trump.
You
but
are?
I am going to vote for Trump.
Come on, Nicole, switch sides.
Because we got to make America
come on,
great.
join
We have
us.
to make America great again. Poor Nicole's going to have a heart attack over here.
You're my friends. I just have to remember you're my friends.
I can't vote for. Are
You're
you
my
really?
friend.
Are you really going to vote for Biden?
I am. I
God.
have to. It's. Listen, I'm not thrilled.
Can I
say
ask
it
you a
all the time.
question?
I'm not enthusiastic about it, but
Do you think Biden's going to make it to November, or do you think they're going to swap him out?
swap him out for what?
Well,
Who?
there's a lot of talk that they're going to swap him out for Gavin Newsom.
Oh no, but
Okay.
yeah, okay, better.
Yeah, they're going to swap him out for Gavin Newsom, or they're going to swap him out. Well, Gavin Newsom is in the running. That's the number one candidate that they're going to replace Biden with. You haven't heard this?
But if they
No.
swap him out, then what happens to Camilla?
They're going to try to figure out a way around her. That's the
How are they gonna swap
scuttlebutt.
him out? He's not. If he doesn't win the primary, he doesn't win the primary.
No. That they're somehow going to put him in position at the convention. They swap him out because remember at the convention they have delegates.
Yeah, I understand
and the
that.
Democrats have super delegates. Do you understand?
So the super delegates are going to vote for someone else?
Yes.
In the last possible minute?
Yes.
That's a bad look.
Wow.
It's a Democratic Party. They're
That's
not
a
really.
bad
They're
look.
not very
That's not gonna
democratic.
I want to ask you guys a question. You think the world is so great that it is, and I love this world.
Who said that?
I do. I love this world. I love this planet. I think we're doing great
think
stuff.
right now
It's messed up because the people are whacked and the government is lost. Do you know that Russia has nuclear warships in Russia, in Cuba?
In Cuba. Yeah, they made a diplomatic visit a week ago.
Are they gone or are they still there?
My understanding is that they left. Are they still there?
To what I understand, as of yesterday, they were still there. But
Well,
And then he met with the North Korean
North Korean
maniac.
guy.
and he's on his way to Vietnam next.
Yeah.
So
He's on the, Grand Tour.
Is Putin ready to start a nuclear war with us? And why isn't anybody screaming?
Hold
at
on
him?
a second. Is he starting the war with us, or are we starting the war with him?
I think
We have
he's-
advisors in Ukraine. We're sending tons of weapons in Ukraine, and now we've made this policy at some conference where we want Ukraine to be part of NATO.
Yeah. The axes are forming.
Yeah, who's actually starting the World War III?
Okay, so my point to you is it's the Democrats' fault because
To you, everything is a Democrat.
No, it's not because this guy from England was sent there. There was a peace treaty in place.
Boris Johnson he's talking about.
And by the way, Putin did want to agree to the treaty except for NATO. There was no reason for this war that caused billions and billions of dollars in damage. Over
But why is that
200,000 people are dead. You're complaining about 14 to 30,000 Palestinians
Sure, but how does that
dead.
become the Democrats' fault?
So
I
the
don't understand.
pandemic, all you have to do is, if I'm telling you, when Trump gets into power, that Ukrainian war is over in a day.
Bull.
You watch.
Well, hold on a second. Let's tell Nicole a little bit more background. In 2022, Ukraine had a peace treaty with Russia that was on the table.
Okay.
Basically, Putin was going to stop the war. Everyone was going to stay in place.
In exchange
The,
for what?
the only thing he wanted was Ukraine could not join NATO.
That's it.
And Boris Johnson blew it up.
Why?
That's a fact.
Why?
Yeah.
And he.
Well, that's the
Boris
question.
Johnson, who's like the English version of Trump, essentially.
No. He was the English version of Biden.
No, I don't. No, not
right.
really.
I
He's
don't
on the.
think he
He's a
is.
Tory.
He's-
so.
He was an
pretty
idiot.
extreme.
Brexit. He's lost. I never liked him when he was put into
But
politics.
did he get his marching orders from the U.S. or did he do that on his own? That's the $1 million question, or
point
$1 billion
is
question.
That war could have been stopped. The Palestinian-Israel war cannot be stopped. They came and attacked us. They've been attacking us over and over again. Ukraine and Russia were never ever battles. There was never bombs flying over
You
all
don't
the
think the
time.
Palestinian-Israeli war could be stopped?
No, never,
Never?
never.
Wait, what?
Let me tell you something. Even if Israel does cease fire and walk away,
Oh, hell no, I didn't say that way. No. But I absolutely think that there need to be stronger measures taken, and
Right.
Hamas can be destroyed. I think there's
but
been way
once
too
Hamas
much
is
American
destroyed,
interference.
Once there's no American interference.
Way too much American interference.
We don't have
Half
to-
the reason Israel is sitting here being held back and really not exercising the military power it needs to, both on the southern and the northern front with Hezbollah, is because of American
What are you talking
interference.
about?
If we would freaking
We
mind our
just found-
business,
we
they
ju-
could get
we
to
ju-
work.
We just found tunnels going from Gaza into Egypt.
Yeah,
So Egypt
nothing
knew
new.
about it. So Egypt
Nothing
is
new.
supporting them, and that's our friend. You're talking. Forget Iran is supporting them. Forget Lebanon is supporting them. Forget that even the
Qataris
UAE,
and all
right?
of them.
They're
Yeah.
all supporting them. And what are you doing? These beautiful Palestinians could have had. I was there.
Yeah.
I used to have Palestinian friends. They had a great life. They could have really
And
been.
the U.S. is saying we're not going to send Israel more weapons. Why the hell not?
Right. And the point is, even if this war ends, you're talking they're going to start up again in a week, or another agency, or another government people, or somebody else that wants to make billions.
So what's
of
the
dollars.
light at the end of the tunnel?
The light at the end of the tunnel is to wipe out the entire Palestinian people from
Oh,
the
my
top to
God,
the bottom
that's
and throw
not-
them out of
that-
Palestine.
No,
No,
Push them
that's crazy.
It's not. Isn't it? I also thought that way in the beginning, but the truth of the matter is, I was listening to
millions of people.
Right.
You cannot wipe out millions of
I
people.
think
You had millions. of
Actually, you
people-
can't commit
Hold on.
genocide.
That's
Hold on.
basically what that
I'm not
is.
committing genocide. You want to wipe me out. According to the Bible, according to the Quran, eye for an eye. That's the way it works. You're coming after me. I got to come after you. I want you to know when Israel was attacked,
Well, Heshy, if we're gonna go biblical, hold on.
Golda Meir said she was a Palestinian. She carried a Palestinian passport. She didn't ask for a war.
What is a Palestinian passport? They were
Back
never a
then,
country.
she had Palestinian.
They were never a country.
They were
a territory of
they were
the
territory
British.
of the British, and the British gave them Palestinian passports.
It's basically funny money. It's
But
like a Wonka
the
ticket.
point
It doesn't mean
is
anything.
she said that we were all together. Nobody asked them to leave. When you start a war, we beat you. Where we beat you, we throw you out. So those Palestinians that were thrown out of Israel, and there were millions of them that were displaced because of that war.
Well,
we don't first of all, we don't throw anybody out when a war is won. What we do is
Right.
we claim that territory, and then they either live with us or they can
Or
leave
they can leave.
voluntarily.
But
We don't throw anyone
but
out.
whoever left, we don't let come back.
Sure, they have to come back the way that a
Well,
foreign citizen would come
Well,
back.
the way I understood it, and maybe you can correct me on the history, is that the Arab countries were going to invade Israel.
They did.
And they told, they told the Arabs, listen, if you stay there in Israel, in the Israeli area, you're going to get killed. So a lot of people left.
Right. And
Yeah.
now they want back their stuff. And you know what?
And the people that stayed are the 2 million Arabs
Are the
that
2 million now
By the
Arab
way,
citizens,
but no,
yes.
it wasn't. But
They Arab Israel,
But I'm telling you,
1948
there's
Arabs.
2 million Israeli, and there's a country now that saying that they won't let. I forgot which one is. They
Oh
won't let,
yeah, Bali, screw them.
Right, Bali. They won't.
The Maldives,
But the
and-
Maldives, but they can't do that because the
Okay.
Israeli Arabs won't be allowed.
Yeah,
to
they
do
just
that.
realized they screwed themselves.
Right.
Yeah, what they meant to say was, we don't want the Jewish
Jewish
Israelis.
people,
Yeah, anti-Semitic. Listen, they're going to sink in 50 years anyway.
Well, by the way, I went to 2 weddings this week, and I'm so happy because I see the pride, because in the weddings they show the Israeli flags. People are standing by Israel. People are coming over to me. They're happy that we're supporting our country. They're happy we're fighting back in protests. We are not fearful to have weddings in the open. We're not fearful to go to our stores are closing.
Not everybody.
No.
I got my heart broken this week.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was talking to somebody important to me, and my mezuzah, like I can't get it to it came with like
The
a self.
mezuzah is what?
The mezuzah is what you hang over on your doorpost
To watch
and
your
it's
home, to
right.
watch- to
It's
give
every
you-
Jewish home should have.
I have
has
one.
to have one. Yeah, for every room in the house.
I believe
And
George
the
has
outside.
his
I love
mezuzah.
it.
My partner put it up in
So-
my office.
Mine kept falling off because I cheated a little. I put it like with an adhesive. I didn't nail it into the doorpost, and it kept falling off. I was lamenting about this, and then I asked him. I said, "Hey, did you hang a mezuzah at your house?" He said, "No, and right now I'm not going to." I was like, "What? Why?" He said, "Because I know I'm Jewish. I don't need everybody else knowing it."
Wow.
And I understand why. I understand the sentiment. Like, anti-Semitism is at an
To be
all-time
scared
high.
of your Jewish identity.
But to not
So it's like
want
George
to,
being ashamed of his Christian identity, whether he observes or not. He knows who he is. He knows where he came from. His parents won't let him just give up his identity. It doesn't work
I don't
like
think
that.
that he's giving it up. I think he's just not, proudly proclaiming it.
It depends where he lives, too. Listen, if he lives in an area, let's say some parts of Bay Ridge, I don't know if you'd want to put that on your door.
I will drive through Bay Ridge with my Israeli music blasting on purpose, on principle. But that's the difference, right? Some of us are defiant about really advertising our Judaism in a time like this. I was never this open and loud. Like, I'm open and loud on purpose. Now I wear a tag. Now I wear a pin. Like, I want the whole world to know that I'm Jewish. Screw them.
By the way, there's a lot of anti-Semitism going on online.
There's a ton of it, right? And so,
I see it.
on principle, now I'm going to be out and about it, and I'm going to dig my heels in. Other people, and these are probably the people that will stay alive longer than me, is they're going to, they know they're Jewish. They don't need to advertise it, and they're probably going to be a lot safer for it. But how sad of a time is this that you have to make a decision like that, one or the other?
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. I am proud to be a Jew, and I want to tell you a quick story. The story is there was a guy by the name of Shlomo Carlebach. You ever heard of him?
No.
Shlomo Carlebach was a rabbi in the 70s and 80s in Manhattan, and he was just played his guitar. He was an entertainer, but he was a real rabbi, and he was somebody that took the kids off the street and gave you inspiration. He had a big following, and when he died, he had streets closed off for his funeral. And I bumped into him a couple of times, and he worked for me 1 year in the when I rented a hotel when I was a travel agent. He was my entertainment. Nobody hired him that year. Usually got hired, and he was my hired. And I didn't sell out the hotel, but I sold out my show. It was like packed. And we were sitting together having a talk, and Shlomo tells me a story that he traveled the country a lot to go different places. He traveled the world. And back in the 70s and 80s, he knew a lot of the flight attendants and a lot of the pilots by first name because he was traveling all the time, and they knew him, the singing rabbi. And he was on a flight, and one of the stewardesses who was taking care of him, beautiful blonde, blue-eyed girl, came over to him, said hello, served him the meal, and he knew her as Kathy, and they had a nice little pleasant conversation. And after she finished the service, all the stewardesses went in the back. Rabbi Shlomo got up, and he went to the back to go get another drink. As he got there, he opened the curtain there and he saw Kathy reading from a siddur. A siddur is a Jewish prayer book. And he was like, oh my gosh. And Kathy turns around. He got a little embarrassed. He walked away. Kathy quickly followed him out and says, Rabbi, I want to tell you a story. And Kathy says, listen to me. I grew up Christian, secular. We weren't really religious. And somehow I was drawn to be a Jew. I just couldn't take it, she says. Somehow every day I wanted to be a Jew. And that's it over and over and over again. She says, I found an Orthodox rabbi. My parents hated it because they were Catholic Christian.
Sure.
And she said, I went against their wishes. I still live at home, but I'm 22 years old. And I became a religious Orthodox Jew. I went to the mikveh. I went through the whole process. Wow. She says, my problem is I bumped into a nice Jewish boy. He's a little bit more modern than we. And his parents won't let me marry him.
Was he a Cohen?
No, because I was not born a Jew. And they only, even though they're not so religious, they only want a Jew from birth.
So awesome. But he's not a Cohen? Only the Cohens have that rule.
No. The Cohens, you can't marry a divorcee.
You can't marry a convert either.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, the point being is, says, Rabbi, maybe you could make a phone call for me. So Shlomo said, give me the phone number. He gets the phone number, and when he gets to his hotel, he calls the young boy up. As he's talking to the young boy to find out the thing, the father grabs the phone away from the boy and starts talking to Rabbi Shlomo and starts screaming at him. I don't care if we're so religious or not. I'm a Holocaust survivor. My family was wiped out, me and my wife. My child is a Jew. Even if we're not so religious, he's only going to marry a Jew from birth. Nothing to discuss. Right. After a big argument, he hung up the phone on Shlomo. Shlomo saw he lost. He picked up the phone and he called Kathy. And he starts to talk to Kathy, and Kathy's father comes over to the phone, grabs the phone from Kathy, and starts screaming at Shlomo, I don't care, we don't want to be a Jew. And then him and Shlomo start arguing and talking, and finally the man starts to cry. He says, I want you to know I'm a Holocaust survivor. I am a Jew. My wife is a Jew, but I hate Jews. So I hate God so much after what he did to my family. We decided not to identify as a Jew, and we raised Kathy in a Catholic Christian way that we shouldn't identify being a Jew. Nobody should know us.
Oh, no way.
And
did she know?
She didn't know.
So she
was
Kathy, born Jewish.
She was born a Jew. Shlomo says, oh my God, you got to come to my hotel. I got to speak to you. And the father starts to cry, and he tears his heart out. So Shlomo and the father and Kathy and the mother meet in the lobby. But before they come, Shlomo quickly calls up the boy's father and says, you got to come to the hotel. I got to show you this. They really are Jewish. The father says, no. He says, please come. You can give me this much. I'm a rabbi. You know I'm serious. Please come. So the father of the boy with the wife and the boy come to the hotel.
What?
Is
this a true story?
It's true. It's Shlomo told me himself, and it's written and documented.
What?
Shlomo tells the story. Shlomo told it to me back then. As the father walks into the hotel lobby, the father of the girl stands up and starts to scream, oh my God, Heshy, I can't believe it's you that survived. The boy's father starts to scream back, Yankel, I can't believe it's you that survived.
Oh, I hope they're not related.
Not only that, after they hugged each other, everybody's looking like you. They were in shock. Oh my God, Yankel, Heshy, what's going on? They said when we were young men before the war, we were chavruses, we were study partners. Okay. And we were best of friends. And we swore to each other when we get married and older that if we had a boy or a girl, we would try to marry our children to be together. And then when they saw this, they both hugged and kissed each other. I heard they became religious,
What?
and their children got married. I want you to know, George, God runs this world. There's no way around it. Love is love. And I want you to know, I believe in love. I believe in a better world. And there's no way you're going to hide your Jewish identity, whether you're Christian. You can't hide your Christian identity no matter who you are. You have to, you know one thing. If you believe in God, whether it's a little bit or not, just have to believe. You don't have to observe. God will help you.
Well, but
I'm
you
not
said
preaching to nobody.
You said love is love.
Right.
Oh, here we go.
So if two guys love each other.
No, that doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And I'm not homophobic, and I have nothing against homosexuals.
But you have everything against homosexuals.
By the way, somebody
to
said
control us. You cannot push your homosexuality on me, on the world. You want to be a homosexual?
But you just
be
said
it.
love is love.
So it doesn't work like that. And transgender is not transgender. There's no such thing that if you're a boy, you're a boy. You're a girl, you're a girl. And what you woke leftist idiots are trying to push your agenda of homosexuality in the world, you're only 2% of the whole world, you homosexuals. You're 0% transgender.
I wouldn't go with the minority argument. We're 0.2% of the world. Relax.
They're less than 2%.
We're also a minority.
No, I understand that. But being a homosexual...
Probably more gay people on the planet than there are Jews.
Listen to me. Religion and your color is an identity. Your race is an identity. Sexuality is not an identity. Your sex does not identify who you are. It's a stupid thing. You're telling me.
You're saying sexual preference isn't part of your identity?
No.
It's not?
It's
so
not.
Then if that's the case, you can change it.
But I understand you want to have sex as a... First of all, what happens if you're
But
homosexual?
if it's not an integral part of your identity, then that means you could change it, right? I cannot change the fact that I'm a Jew. I cannot change the fact that my family has Israeli heritage, right?
Correct.
There's things you can't
You
change.
can't
about
change
yourself.
the fact you're black.
Okay,
You can't change
correct.
the fact that you're
Yes.
white, Caucasian, Asian.
But you can't change your sexual orientation either.
This
You could
Heshy.
change it. What are you talking
No, you
about?
can't. What? So then tomorrow you like guys?
If I wanted to, I could. God
Nah,
forbid.
come on.
God forbid. That's
Come on.
just a joke. Never would I like guys. But the point is, sexuality is a stupid thing that you can identify that I am gay. Pride. What is gay pride? Stop it. There's no such thing as gay pride.
Well, I mean, it's not gay pride to be. It's okay. I can't believe I'm making the argument for the
that's why
LGBT community.
I wanna hear this.
But what I'm saying is, the holiday or the month or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
I understood it, is them saying, "Hey, I can come out and say this is what I am."
Go ahead.
And without getting my head bashed.
I agree.
That's
I
all
agree.
but that's all
no, it's
pride
not.
is about.
That's
not
what
true.
pride is
That's
about.
not true. That's not true. Then you don't know what the gay community is about. The gay community is about spreading the gaiety around the world. Being gay is good.
No, that's what Islam is about.
Right.
Well,
Islam too.
listen, I believe that some people have politicized
And
the
they
gay
go-
lifestyle.
and do you know how much fun the gay people that I hear to try to get a heterosexual to switch sides or for them to swim in
Yes,
one?
that I know
It's a game for them, and it's something to.
It's a conquest, just like it's a conquest for men to sleep with women. What's the difference?
Yeah,
Especially a married woman.
But
Right?
okay, but that's right, and that's evil.
It
That
is.
is evil.
Yeah, but there's guys that
Most-
love doing it.
It's-
But,
it's-
and those are
it's a
bad
terrible-
men that should be punished.
But oh please, that's like every man. Forget it.
Not
But
every
it's
man. I don't do that.
90% of them.
Okay, well.
Let's be real.
Okay.
But that's what it is. It's a character flaw. But to say that they're spreading their gaiety, I don't know about that. It's just
I just want to say some of the online comments. Trump Tischler 2024. Nicole, would you vote for this ticket?
wow, what a Sophie's choice. That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a quick joke? I have I had a family.
I thought Trump Tischler was the joke.
Well, Nicole, leave. Anyways, I love you. You're so lucky I love you. Oh, did I just say something woke? No good that I can say.
Yeah, but you have a relationship with her. You know her.
What relationship? She's my friend. Am I allowed to say I
You
love
can have
her,
a
my
relationship
friend?
with somebody that's not.
So everybody that is friendly with me, I can say I love you and I can touch them.
If they're comfortable with it, sure.
That's not what he just said.
That's it. I'm your friend, and you and I have built a rapport. If you hug me, I'm not going to get the.
She's
ick.
comfortable with it.
How do I know that I could do that then?
Because I've hugged you back. It's a pretty good inclination.
Crazy.
Didn't Rabbi Blau marry a convert? I don't know anything about that, so I'm just throwing
Who?
in Blau, B-L-A-U. I don't know if I'm
Who's
saying
Rabbi?
that.
Who's Rabbi
I
Blau?
don't know. You have to be.
We'll have to look
but
that
if
up.
it doesn't make a difference if it
Yeah,
convert or not.
rabbis. I don't know about rabbis not being able to. I know Kohen specifically.
Kohen is the priest.
Right, the
A priest.
Kohens
You don't have to be a
cannot.
rabbi, you could be a priest. Here's my joke. So I had a family event, and my 11-year-old nephew was there, and he was having some, we were joking around his math class and problems. He doesn't understand it. So he says, Uncle Heshy, you're a businessman, and I'm having a lot of problems. So I sat him and I said to him, listen to me. All you have to think about when you're doing numbers, think about money.
Yes.
Figure it simple and plain.
That's how
I
I learned it.
said to him, let's make believe that in one of your pants pockets you have $35, and in the other pants pocket you have $25. So how much money
much
do you have in your pants? And he says to me, those are not my pants. I sat there, I said, you're a genius. Okay, you win. You can't win when somebody gives you such an answer.
true, though.
See,
You
at
do
least
with
you
money.
laugh. I didn't even
Get
think
them
George
out.
was going to laugh.
That was pretty good. That was pretty
Wow.
good. You brought your A game today.
Mr. Murphy, Governor Murphy, is now going to pardon all those people.
By the way, that is Nicole's governor.
That is my governor.
He's going to pardon criminals that have a long history of whatever, just so they can get jobs. What was it again? Here it is. Governor Phil Murphy celebrated Juneteenth by signing an executive order today that will give a new clemency program for New Jersey residents that could wipe out thousands of criminal records. Wipe it out. Not just, just that it doesn't exist. The program is being called a major milestone to provide relief for thousands who have unfairly been treated by a criminal justice system.
What type of criminal
I was gonna say,
offenses
what
are we
that was
talking
about my
about?
first
So then
question.
I wanted, why doesn't Hochul do it? I could use the same. I have a criminal record due to
No, but what type of criminal offenses is Governor
I'm
Murphy
sure they're
talking
not
about?
violent
I'm
offenses.
gonna
Like
tell you,
what?
for example, there's one state like Maryland that is going to wipe out 175,000 marijuana convictions.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but
Marijuana's
they've
a
just
BS.
legalized
They were-
marijuana all
excuse
over
me,
the place.
Those marijuana convictions with those people selling marijuana illegally and maybe even to kids, they were arrested. You can't just wipe those convictions out.
Not
you
only
can.
they wiping them out in New York, they're giving people licenses.
Yeah.
So
Well, I don't agree to that. We have to say goodbye to our friends at WSNR. Thank you for listening to the show. WNEW, thank you, all you fans out there. And of course, WPVID. We're still going to hang out a couple more minutes for my Instagram and YouTube people. But thank you for listening to the show. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next Wednesday to celebrate no more holidays. July 4th is coming up, by the way.
July 4th is coming
Yeah, I
up.
love July 4th.
And then my
July-
baby's birthday comes
Huh?
up.
What's your birthday?
Herbert's July 7th. She turns-
Sarah Rose. Oh, by the way,
Yeah, she
my
turns
son
9 years
my son
old.
is July 6th.
Really?
Moshe, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's why every year I used to go rafting till my brother-in-law passed away. We stopped that. I used to take 60, 70 people down the river, feed them a barbecue on the river. You would have loved it, George. And then you come out with your bathing suits, but no
Yeah,
more.
I'm throwing a
Yeah.
big party. Come to Jersey.
Well, okay, I'm coming.
You'll
Well,
invite the whole city.
I'd love to come, but I'd be in Greece.
Oh. Yeah, you got the better deal.
I want you to know one more thing. Besides our wonderful soldiers during all the wars in this country that died for us, that we have to celebrate our independence that's coming up. We have to understand that I am not against migrants, even though I screamed against the migrant protests. You have no plan for them. And what you're doing is you're burdening the rest of us. I understand we're all migrants. I heard Barack Obama's speech that we were all migrants. We all came to this country, whether we were enslaved or dragged here. The point is have a plan. We let everybody in, but you just can't come in to burden the rest of us.
I actually object to the whole thing. We were all migrants. When my grandfather came here, somebody signed for him, another Greek person, and they were responsible for them. So if my grandfather decided to become a criminal or whatever, he was on the hook. This person that signed, and
But if you forgot during the Civil War, when you came off the boat, the Irish that came off the boat, as they came off the boat, they gave them a uniform, put them on another boat, and made them a citizen on the spot.
well, they went to go fight.
Right.
Well, listen, my grandfather came here. Somebody signed for him. Nobody gave him a hotel. Nobody gave him any benefits.
Right.
You know, he had to work his butt off.
My cousin, and I told this story before, I had a cousin, Getzel Schwartz. Did you ever see the movie Inglourious Bastards?
Yes.
Okay. You guys think it's a fake movie. The ending is fake. My cousin, Getzel Schwartz, was a monster. You don't even know what monster is. The man was, when me and Linda went to visit him, when I got married, he was like 70-something years old. In his underwear, he was still doing 100 push-ups. The man was a piece of steel. Okay, I love this man. He was a little crazy, gorgeous, good-looking. Yes, I'm going to say that. He just was a player. But
Love is love.
And he married a nice, wealthy girl. And what happened was when he came to the country, he couldn't speak a word of English. And what they did was he was 18 years old. It was World War II. He lost 10 of his family members in the Europe, and him and his father survived. And he went and he joined the American Army. He comes into the American Army, and what do they do with a Jewish boy? They said, okay, we're going to make you a paratrooper. Throw him behind enemy lines.
Oh, because he was small.
No, he was a big monster.
Paratroopers usually like
But they put
thinner.
him, because they wanted him to die, so they threw these paratroopers, these Jewish boys behind enemy lines.
Oh, no.
The problem with him, and I remember we were 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds sitting around Getzel at all these family events. He used to stand in the middle and tell us stories how he used to go behind enemy lines, climb through the dirt, capture the Nazis, and slit their throats. We all, little
my
boys
God.
and girls, we couldn't believe the story. And time after time again, they kept throwing him behind enemy lines. At the end of the war, he had medals, and I've seen them. His chest was full of medals. That's how much of a hero he was. At the end of the war, and I told this story before, he went to the lists. There were lists all over the place of people that wanted to find their family members. He saw a name of his sister that survived. He quickly ran to that concentration camp, and they killed her 4 days before. He went crazy, and he went into town with his machine gun and started shooting the Germans on the street. They captured him, and they court-martialed him. But what do you do with a hero? He was a hero. So what they did was they honorably discharged him from the army. They told him to go, and they threw him out of the army. That was it. He then got a little depressed. He had nowhere to go. He got his pension, whatever, from the American army. He went and he flew to Israel. And he hung out in Israel for a couple of years. And in 1948, what happened? Israel and the Arabs went to war. He joined the Israeli army. He became a hero in the Israeli army. They gave him a bunch of medals. They gave him an apartment there. And he used to travel 6 months back and forth. And he was always back and forth. He didn't really work. His wife was wealthy. And he was a good-looking man. And I used to say, come on, Getzel. I know you're messing around. And he had 4 beautiful daughters. But this is what a person should do when he joins his beautiful new country. And Getzel worked his country. I'm proud of him. I'm proud that he was a cousin of mine. I'm proud that he served. And I'm proud that what he did for this great country. And he quoted lost a life. And he said a lot of his friends were killed. And Inglourious Bastards is a true story.
Are you saying that all the migrants should be put in the military?
Not in the military, but they should find a way to make them serve this country. Do something like he said, not a hotel, not welfare. Give them jobs, give them something to do.
Well, France would, and I don't know if they still do it. It's called the French Foreign Legion. You would become part of the French army overseas that works in Africa. You would work for 5 years. You would take a French name and you would learn French, and then you would become a citizen after 5 years, if you make it.
Well, all I know is, Nicole, George, thank you. It was a great show. Thank you, my listeners, for listening to the show. Welcome to the show. Come back next week, and don't worry, I will be posting my invitation for all of you to be coming to the wedding. Don't forget Greenlight. We forgot to do an advertisement for your woman.
No, it's next time, next week.
Oh.
Watch my show!